Hey, this is Justin Gilman with Quantum Leads, and today I'll be walking through your digital marketing attack plan to show you how you can turn your website into a lead generation machine and really generate some revenue for your business month over month. Now, if you take a look at the top here, we're looking at roofing Tampa, which generates about 1,600 searches every single month. Now, obviously, it's a lot more than that when you start to factor in that there's other terms such as roof installation, roof repair, or even just roofing near me. But for the sake of time in this video, we're just going to be focusing on this specific search term with the 1,600 searches and show you how you can turn those 1,600 searches into revenue for your business. So let's start by looking at your website. So we're on your website, and I think you have a very visually aesthetic website overall. However, from an SEO perspective, I think that there's a lot of different things that we can improve in order to increase your search appearance. Now, the first thing that we're going to talk about is internal SEO. Now, internal SEO is just all the different ways we can improve your website from within the website itself. Now, normally you're going to hear things like title tags, heading tags, local business schema, and while those are all very important, we're going to be focusing on content and keywords for the sake of time in this video because those are the two most important aspects. Let's start with content, talk about why that's important. We want a very content-full website because it tends to give users something to engage with and promote a positive user experience. Now, when a user has those positive experiences, they tend to be more likely to come back to your website in the future or use Google for future searches. So it makes sense that Google would promote your website as it's a win-win scenario for them. So definitely want a lot of content. Normally, I like to recommend about 750 to 1,000 words on any given page. And obviously, you can always go higher than that, but that's normally the golden range to guarantee that we don't lose that visual aesthetic. So definitely something to think about. However, we have to make sure that our content stays relevant because obviously we don't want to rank for landscaping or AC related terms because that's not going to help us drive business. So definitely something to think about. And in order to keep our content relevant, we have to use keywords. Now, keywords are the most used words or phrases on a website, and based on these words and phrases, we are going to tell Google exactly information about our business, such as what industry we're in, where we do business, and ultimately, who are we or what is our brand. So let's take a look at your keywords and see if they answer those integral questions for Google. So here we are at a tool I use called Keywords Everywhere, and if we scroll down, you're going to see your most used keywords. And like I said, for the sake of time in this video, we're just going to focus on the first 5 to 6 keywords, but I do always recommend that you further optimize past that. Now, I always recommend number 1 and 2 keywords be very industry specific. Roof is great. I would prefer roofing just a little more, obviously based on the search term that we're looking at, but roof is always good too. And then number 2, I always recommend that your second keyword is some sort of modifier to the first. So if you have roofing at number 1, you want repair or installation at number 2. So that's perfect actually as far as roofing goes. But number 3 and number 4, I always recommend putting your location-based keyword with number 3 being your city and number 4 being your state. The reason being is that it really harps to Google where you do business and helps them drive that local traffic. And it's really, really important, which is why we put it in our top 3 or 4 keywords to really stress that to Google. I think you had Tampa in there, but it was a little bit further down. So we want to bump that all the way up. Now, number 5 and number 6, we want to put our brand in there. It's really important that we put our brand in there because a lot of people think that they automatically rank number 1 just because they have the domain. However, that's not always true because oftentimes you have a business with a similar name or even the same name somewhere else in the United States or across the world. So we want to make sure that our customers can find us at all times for our brand. So definitely something to think about. So just to recap here, number 1 and 2, we want industry specific keywords. Number 3 and 4, we want location-based keywords, and number 5 and 6, we want our branding. And then obviously you can further optimize from there. Let's take a look at your competition and see what they're doing as far as content and keywords go. So here we have Tampa Roofing, and they rank on the first page organically for roofing companies in the Tampa area. And obviously their name helps a little bit, but I wouldn't fret too much about an exact match domain because we can outrank them by using the proper content, keywords, and all the other internal SEO factors. But let's scroll down and take a look at what they have going on. They don't have much content on this page, so we could definitely outrank them in that facet. But let's take a look at the relevance of their content because sometimes people add in keywords through images or other things. So let's see what they're working with as far as keywords go. Tampa Roofing, and if we scroll down here, you'll see we have roofing at number 1. Like I said, roof is still good, but roofing is a little bit better. Then we have that location at number 2. Like I said, really harp on that location. I recommend 3 or 4 spot. However, they put it all the way up at number 2 because, like I said, it is super important for driving local traffic. Then they have systems, companies, so it starts to fall off a little bit. But ultimately, you can use this as a guide for some keywords for your own website, as well as, the things that I mentioned to you, to really make it come together and create the strongest keywords list possible. Obviously, I wouldn't directly copy these because even though it works for them, it is not fully optimized, but just something to think about. Now let's go back to your website and talk about external search engine optimization. Back on the website, and we're talking about external SEO, or in this case, we're talking about backlinking. Now, backlinking at face value is very simple, just a link from one website to another. However, from an SEO perspective, there's a lot more going on because what that's doing is it's transferring SEO power from one page to the next and essentially acting as a reference to Google saying, hey, I support the information coming from this website or I support this business. So really important that we get quality backlinks from quality websites so that we can really tell Google that we are a trustworthy website. However, really focus on the quality of your backlinks. I think a lot of people go on Fiverr, they pay $50 and get 10,000 backlinks and watch their site immediately drop 50 positions. And that's no mistake because just like a good backlink can tell Google that we are a quality website, a bad backlink can tell Google that we are also a harmful or non trustworthy website. So really focus on the quality of our backlinks and where we are getting them. Let's go over to a tool I have called Ahrefs and take a look at the current backlink structure of your website. So here we are in Ahrefs, and you can see you have a 30 UR, a 13 DR, which generates you about 195 organic users per month and about $531 in traffic value. So let's kind of break this down a little bit more. What is UR? What is DR? UR stands for URL rating, and what that is the individual power given to a single web page. So in this case, just your homepage. Whereas DR, on the other hand, stands for domain rating, and what that is the power that goes through your entire website. So we're not just talking about the homepage anymore. We're talking about roof replacement, roof repair, additional services. All those pages in one make up DR. Now, one more thing I want to talk about is traffic value because you're probably wondering how do they estimate that that traffic is worth $531 month over month? Well, the way that works is that they are assessing the buyer intent of the keyword that each user comes from. So, to paint a better picture here, somebody who looks up roofs may not have as much buyer intent as somebody who looks up roof installation. And the reason that is that somebody looking for roofs might be looking for roof installation, roof repair, or maybe even just pictures of different roofs. You don't know exactly what they're looking for. Whereas roof installation, 9 times out of 10, is somebody looking for an immediate service for roof installation. So, definitely something to think about as far as the traffic value and where we're putting our website. Let's take a look at some of your competitors and see what they're doing as far as external SEO goes, and as far as the traffic value that they're generating. So now we're looking at Tampa Roofing again with a 28 UR, a 3.1 DR, brings them about 345 users every single month, generates them about $5,000 worth of traffic value month over month. So this is a case where their website isn't nearly as strong as yours. However, they have a stronger internal SEO. And like I said, we can't skip out on any one aspect of SEO. We have to have a strong internal SEO and a strong external SEO to create the strongest SEO strategy possible. Let's keep working down the line here. We have Westfall Roofing. They have a 33 UR, a 23 DR, generates them about 5,000 users every single month, and about $40,000 worth of traffic value. So you clearly see that there is a correlation between a strong SEO strategy and the amount of traffic value that you can generate. But let's go back to the Google search engine results page and talk about the Google Map Pack. Google search engine results page. And if we scroll down here, you're going to see this Google Map Pack. Now, this map pack is super important because it essentially gives businesses another place that they can win on Google because you can win down below in the organic search results like we've talked about, or you can win up here in the map pack. Now, in order to get into the map pack, you have to first verify your business via postcard with Google, which is 100% free. But to rank in the map pack, you have to adhere to the different factors that they're looking for. Number one, that they look for that you filled out their form to 100%. The reason I say 100% is because the more information about your business that you give, the more reputable your business looks. Number two, they look for a strong organic presence, which is why SEO is so important because not only does it help down here, but it also helps to influence the map pack. And number three, they look for citations. Now, citations are all the different places your business's name, address, and phone number are listed online. Some popular citations are things like Yelp, Facebook, Yellow Pages, Yellow Books. All those are different citations you can give for your business. Let's take a look at how many citations each of these companies has and determine how many you'll need to go in and outrank them. So here we are in a tool I use called Whitespark, and as you'll see here, we have Stay Dry Roofing with 47 citations, Quality Roofing Inc. with 11, and lastly, Rainer Roofing LLC with 35. So All in all, there's some good competition here. However, you'll notice, and you may be asking yourself, how does somebody outrank somebody else with more citations or less citations? Well, the reason that happens is because they're not paying attention to every single factor. So somebody else's profile might be more optimized, might have a stronger organic rank, more reviews. There's a ton of different things that go into this, but we want to touch on every single aspect to create the strongest profile possible, along with a strong organic ranking. So we can't really skip any steps in our process to create the strongest ranking possible. Now, normally I like to recommend that you double the biggest number in here. So if they have 47, you're going to want 94 citations to really create the strongest ranking strategy possible, on top of all the other factors that I had mentioned before. Now, that's all I really have for you in this video. I hope this was very helpful, very educational. Once again, my name is Justin Gilman with Quantum Leads. We'd love to set up a meeting with you to talk about anything not mentioned in this video, or maybe any questions or concerns that you may have. But once again, I hope this was very helpful, and thanks for watching.